Fresh off their 14th Atlantic 10 title and a victory at the prestigious Dad Vail Regatta in Philadelphia, UMass Rowing was back on the water this week, working hard preparing for their first trip to the NCAA Championship in 16 years.
Now that there's no more school getting in the way, we're training twice a day, sometimes 3 times a day, with the days that they are continuing to lift. So we're on the water every morning at 6:45 and then back in the afternoon at 3. This week is going to be a lot of steady state and rebuilding our base. Next week we go into some speed work. And the following week, just for a few days, race rehearsal.
You have to kind of pay the piper. You have to do the work now, and we're going to see the results on the course. And as long as you put in the work, you're going to own the dream. And that's our quote for the year, is own the dream. So we're hoping we can do that.
Just eat, sleep, row, repeat over and over again, and spend time with the team, which we don't always get to do because it's just rowing and school and eating and sleeping. And so now there's that aspect of well, what are we going to do with the middle of our day? Because we have practice at 6:30 and we practice at 3. So let's go do something. Let's bond and actually have fun with each other.
Nice and crisp into the water now, nice and crisp.
At A-10s on May 4th, UMass edged 2-time defending conference champion Rhode Island.
It was pretty exciting. We knew we were fast going into it. Our first 8 and our 4 hadn't been beaten all year. We were really pushing the second boat to get up to speed because it is a team championship and we needed those points. But I think the confidence was there with the entire squad. A little hectic when we got down to Washington in that the whole spring has been hectic with the flooding. The Occoquan River was flooding. There were logs all over the place. We were wondering whether they were going to postpone the races or run the races, and eventually they pushed all the logs out of the way. The wind shifted direction, even though it was a very strong headwind, and we were able to get down the course and do what we needed to do.
I think Taryn and I sat down when we found out they were going to be captains last year, which is this is going to happen. We're going to make it happen. That's going to be our legacy. That's what we're going to do for this team. And I think everyone who was there that got to continue on and didn't graduate, they knew that we came so close and that we really could have gotten it last year too. And we just were well, we know what we have to do now, and we're going to come back from the summer and we're going to be ready for it.
From my boat's perspective, we were the last ones to race. So when we were going up to the start, we saw the 4 win. And their hands were flowing in the air. We were super excited, so we were going to take their joy and excitement and bring it into our race, but we had no idea how the second varsity 8 played out. So we didn't know that we won the overall championship until we crossed the finish line.
It was kind of crazy. I guess the 2V got off the water on Sunday, and we were really ecstatic. We got off, the 4 caught us, and they were yeah, we won. We're okay, crazy. We just have to get that V8 to win. And we're sitting there all hunched over trying to see it from the course, and we couldn't really see it off the water, but we're waiting for the phone call of the coaches, and we got that, and we were crazy. We're jumping up and down, flipping our hands over in the air. It was crazy, and so we were really excited to catch the V8 when they came in the dock, and we're just we won it, we got it, hugs everywhere, people cheering.
Last time the Minute Women qualified for NCAAs, they finished 4th in 1998. Jim Dietz was in his 4th season as head coach of the Upstart program, and current associate head coach Laura Simon was the coxswain for the Varsity 8. This year's Varsity 8 remains undefeated heading to Indianapolis.
I think it's just really the boat dynamic. Everybody's a hard worker. Everybody really likes each other. There's really no drama, no nothing, and we talk to each other every day. We motivate each other every day, and just really pump each other up. I think that's really the key part of it.
I think overall for all the boats, it's just the maturity of the team. I think we've turned the corner where we have people that are coming in and are really dedicated to the sport. They're not just showing up, they're doing all the extra work. We only see them for the 2 hours a day they're here on the water. But other than that, there's lifting, there are other post sets on the erg, running and stuff like that. This team is doing it all. Plus, we had an incoming class of 6 freshmen, actually more than 6 freshmen, but 6 freshmen that made our top 3 boats, that are really making an impact on the team.
We've accomplished something, and so we just need to work off of that momentum and keep it going and just make it into something bigger. And now that we've gotten somewhere that we haven't been in 16 years, that it's just try as hard as you can and let's put the strength in and the work in now.
We only have a limited number of practices left. In 2 weeks we'll be on the water in Indiana practicing, so we want to turn some heads while we're out there. We know we're not seated super high, but I think we're going to be pretty competitive.